Hello?
Hello! The stream's live, by the way.
Good. So his name is Rock Jungle. What happens when we run into Paper Jungle?
You don't want to see it. It's brutal. Alright, so they're using Pro Draft,
Hog?
which normally wouldn't be an issue except that I haven't fully set up the Pro Draft source. So,
Oh, I thought we were excited for that one.
I am, but I hadn't actually set it up because no one uses it. So like I don't have they're already... Oh no, not like this.
Yeah, they're speed running it. But that's okay. That's okay.
Okay. So if I move this down... Oh god. I have no idea what size I need to resize this at. It's doomed.
I'm sure it's not that bad.
It's not
I
that
have
good
faith-
though.
The graphic design expert. I have full faith.
Oh, there's names at the bottom. Oh, okay. So if I do this, it's still not fucking... What size is this supposed to be? Who designed this?
Doing okay, buddy?
Why can't they just use draft law like humans? Okay. 1900 by 1080? Big Pog? Nope.
Well, you know, that's right. This just means that we have more to fill the 3 minutes wait time with, and I think that's good.
What is this supposed to look like? That's my biggest issue. Is it...
Here, show it on stream, and we'll try and figure it out.
Yeah? Okay, here you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's close. Maybe you need to resize your window.
Yeah, so I need to resize the draft wall. To
Uh-huh,
what
yeah.
size? I have no idea.
Well,
Not a single actual clue.
well,
It auto
The
comes
li-
in at 800 by 600, which is pretty close, but it's not quite right here. I'll do it again.
you need to blow it up just a little bit, it looks like.
So here's 800 by 600. It makes it really small, but then I can drag it out. And then it like,
Okay.
it's pretty close, but like not quite there. If I like go this way,
Oh, that's really close. Oh, but it's not.
yeah.
Oh.
So it needs to be wider and less tall, I think. So I go 6 by 8 maybe? Oh no, that's the opposite of what I want. I want like 1,000 by 600. Okay. This is gonna not do it. Okay, no. But see, like the big issue is there's like team names above all of this,
Uh-huh.
and like
I mean, are the team names supposed to be there? They're not supposed to fit in there, right?
probably not. This is like pretty close. Okay. I'm gonna go with this and I'm gonna look it up.
This team's really close. Okay, yeah, no, I'm seeing the update. It's very, you know, it's close.
I'm gonna look up and see if I wrote myself any notes about this. And I'm gonna let me introduce first. Okay, hi, I'm Maris. This is Aikato. This is gonna be Unified Advanced League Week 5, the last week of the regular season between Return of the Middlesticks and the Mad Monkeys. Our team comes in at 3-1. If they win, they clinch the #1 seed in the division. If they lose, they can drop all the way out of playoffs. Mad Monkeys come in at 2-2. They currently are out of playoffs, so they really need a win here. Yeah, that was the intro I really wanted to do. Okay, go ahead.
How does that work? How can they?
I will show you the standings
Okay,
in a
Okay.
bit, but I'm trying
Sounds
to figure this
good,
out
sounds
first.
good.
Yeah.
I believe you. Okay, so looking at the draft, the classic, you know, check to see what people ban against Tendies. Just an Irelia and a Gwendolyn ban. Only one of them in the first rotation is pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Though I do like to see the Misfortune ban out of Middlesticks. We've seen that champion kind of tear things up at Worlds, at all of the games that we cast. It's kind of a good champion, so I like to see that ban there. Other than that, you know, Finchao, a lot of engage and lockdown from the side of Mad Monkeys. You know, you have the Galio Camille combo. You have Rel with Galio. There's a lot of engage, a lot of dive potential. Whereas Rodham, it looks like going with the Riven is kind of pog. You know, they've more of like a 1-3-1-ish. You know, because you have Twisted Fate.
So I have determined that there are no instructions in this.
Okay.
So
nice.
That's nice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you that update, mostly.
Nice.
Appreciate that.
I do. I like that you keep me.
Oh, they're in the
Up to date
client.
on it.
I can use like a real draft.
Yeah, they already finished
Okay,
the draft.
I have this one actually done. I'm sorry this is so scuffed.
No, it's okay. It's their fault for using Pro Draft. Like, imagine. Imagine in current year using Pro Draft.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're drafting a second time. I'm gonna go ahead and flip to the standings. Also an advertisement for our store because I just threw it all in one slide.
Hog.
So right now, RTM 3-1. It shows them currently in second, but I'm pretty sure that the first tiebreaker is head-to-head, and they beat Michigan State. So I'm pretty sure they're actually first. But because everybody else is clustered up because of the bye, and because the teams at the bottom of the table have all beaten teams at the top, like Michigan State's only loss is to us, but our only loss is to Undying Origin, and then the other teams have all just traded games. So it has just made the standings a complete and utter mess.
So how many people make it through?
4.
4? Okay. Wait, can they really mathematically be eliminated? That's disgusting.
So if Undying Origin has a bye, which is the only team that's beat us so far, right? So Undying Origin and Mad Monkeys would have a win at 3-2. We would go to 3-2. If Longhorn beats Michigan State, everybody is 3-2, which really means that everybody is 2-2 and then has a bye week win. But so then it's all cyclical, and I don't know what a 5-way tie is supposed to look like.
That's fine. So Rodham though, win and in, right? So if they just take this one down, don't have to worry about it.
No, easy win and in situation. Very hard. Okay. In the event that who writes this way? Okay, in the event that 3 or more teams are tied, the tie will be broken in order by head-to-head record, then game score, then win-loss differential. After the tie is broken, the remaining team's tie will be broken by head-to-head record, then game score, then win differential. If the tie cannot be broken in any of the ways above, a best-of-1 round-robin will be played between the teams that are tied. If a clear winner is still not decided by the round-robin, the winner will be decided by the team that finished their game the fastest. Okay, standings will be based off of series standing, series history, then head-to-head score. Okay, so to simplify it a little bit. So ROTM has it's exactly like I thought. You have head-to-head is your first tiebreaker, and then the game score is going to be the second tiebreaker. Cool.
Okay.
So if ROTM wins a game, they should be safe. I'm pretty sure that's how the math works out, because they'd be at 7.
Okay.
I don't know if that might not be right. Fuck, there's just too many things going on.
They just have to win. Is like
no.
That's the end
if
of
they
the
win,
day.
it's easy. If they win, we don't have to worry about this.
If they lose, then we'll figure it out.
Yeah. And of course, Longhorn Gaming in Michigan State, I don't believe is on a stream right now, so that's gonna be a mystery the whole night as well.
Okay, but I mean, if Michigan State wins that, then Rodham's in anyway, right?
Am I that confident? Yes, because Longhorn wouldn't have the 3 wins necessary.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So
Fuck.
we need a win, or we need Michigan State to win to have easy scenarios.
Oh,
well,
good.
at least easy qualification. The seeding is just a fucking mess, but that's
We
how
don't have to worry
we
about
apparently
the
like to do that. Yeah, that's not our job. That's somebody else's job.
Yeah. In the meantime, though, it looks like they had to restart the client. Someone had DC'd, so we get to see this draft for the third time through, and maybe this time we can comment on it.
Yeah. Um, they're going through it pretty quick, luckily, for the third time. You'd hope so. They have a little bit of practice now.
Yeah, no, they've
a little bit of time to think about it.
They have their micro down at this point. You know, they've done it several times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that it's really interesting so far, just looking at it, in that Mad Monkeys, is that what they are? Mad Monkey?
Mad Monkey.
They've opted very much for, you know, like a team fighting, you know, big engage, big dive composition. Everyone has the go in button, right? You have the Galio, you have the Camille, you have the Kaisa, you have the Rel, you have even Xin Shao is very much a diver. You know, there's an awful lot of options there. Whereas Rada is very much gone for, you know, it's a bit more of a scrappy, skirmishy 1-3-1 style of composition. You know, you have like Lucian and Nami, which are willing to team fight, but also they have a lot of disengaged. Trundle is good disengaged. You have like TF and Riven that both went to side lane. It'll be really interesting. I think a lot of this is going to come down to whether or not Rodham's able to get leads in their soul lanes on the Twisted Fate, on the Riven, to enable like a 1-3-1. And then from that point, whether or not the Mad Monkeys are able to get really good, clean engages off here. Because if they do, it feels like they should be heavily favored.
Yeah. I'm kind of regretting some of these names. Okay, well, now that I finally looked at it.
Yeah?
I don't know how I'm going to pronounce Camille's name. I don't even know where to begin.
Puatitas?
Isn't that very close to like a curse word though? Like, I don't know. I mean, do I care? Not really, but like, I also don't want to offend anybody if that's like offensive, you know?
Puatitas. Do you think that that's, I mean, relatively close, I guess?
Yeah.
It's a few letters off. You could just call him Titas.
Spanish, but it might be an.
Call him Poo?
Could just call him Titus, because he's got the Titus at the end. That's like
you
a
can
Final
call
Fantasy
him
character, right?
Camille.
I
You can call him anything you want.
If there are any Mad Monkeys fans who want to correct our pronunciation on names, that's always welcome. But yeah, big stakes. You know, fresh off of the high stakes Worlds games, we got to go to some high stakes UAL games.
Absolutely. That is.
If you guys didn't see, we dropped new merch over the weekend. I don't remember exactly when you ruined everything, but yeah, you should check out the merchandise store. It's really cool. Lane and Quanta put a lot of work into it, so you can buy stuff and support the team. If you don't have money, that's also acceptable. I'm not like forcing you to buy stuff, but it'd be really cool if you did.
You're actually forced to. In order to watch our next stream, you have to show up wearing some amount of merch. Otherwise, you're just not even going to be let in.
Alright, well, minute 30 left. You talked a little bit about the drafts. Do you feel like there's a significant like lane advantage? Are we going to see one team get ahead early based on the draft, do you think?
I don't think that anyone has like a massive early advantage, other than probably in the bottom lane here for Rodham. I imagine that Lucian Nami should be pretty favored, at least in the early game, against Kaisa Rel. Rel really needs a few levels, as does Kaisa, before they scrap super hard, whereas Lucian Nami is just incredibly strong in the early game. You know, with the change to Lucian, very much does quite a bit of damage. Though the top lane 2v2 is going to be really interesting and likely might end up swinging the game, which, you know, it feels like we say that every single time that Tendies is playing, right? But, you know, it's two melee champions that both scale well, both want to be scrapping, followed up by two pretty early game junglers. Xin Shao and Trundle are both very strong in the early game and are looking to scrap as well. So definitely keep an eye on it, because I think that could be the lane that ends up, you know, really deciding this one.
Yeah, never a dull moment when Chicken Tenders 2 is involved.
Yeah. Definitely the case. Definitely the case.
I didn't make a prediction. We can do that.
Yeah? What prediction do you want to go with?
I'm gonna go more assists, Trundle or TF? Does that sound good?
Trundle or TF?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. I feel like that's kind of asking how long the game goes. Because I feel like at some point, Trundle is going to end up just like being a part of every single kill. Because Pillar'd kind of be like that. Um, Whereas TF, in the early game, might be able to make some plays around the map that Trundle's not able to help out with.
We immediately
We'll
loaded
see.
into a pause, so you're still not seeing anything on the stream. Just wanted to let you know why. I could throw it into the game pause. Oh. Yeah.
Oh,
I have the game pause screen. Cool.
log?
Yeah, I didn't see anything in chat, so don't know exactly why we're paused, but we're chilling.
Maybe their support DC'd again.
Seems
Where would you put your
kinda
points?
Where would I put my
Please bet.
points?
Yeah.
Hmm. I would probably lean Trundle the way that you mentioned. All right, we're in game. We did it. Let me get the screen on so that you guys can see
Log?
the game. And of course, oh, there it is. That took more than a second to load in. And there's the stutter. Everything's going great.
Yeah, the classic pause. El Clasico.
All right. Welcome then into Summoner's Rift for game number 1 of UAL Week 5. On the blue side of the rift, wearing the blue health bars, are the Mad Monkeys. In the top lane, Pujatitis? Puhatitis? You think it's a soft J?
Probably.
Playing Camille, T Pin Pin in the jungle on Zinzao, 2 steps away in the jungle, or in the mid lane on Galio, PPRR and L9. Nayan? Oh god, there's 3 names. Playing Kaisa and Rel.
Yeah, the red side of the rift. We have top side of the rift, red health bars. Return to the Middlesticks. Tendies 2 in the top lane on the Riven. Rock Jungle playing Trundle in the jungle. DTS going to be playing that TF mid, and then Bartco Duck, as well as a Silver Dragon with the Lucian Nami bottom lane. And both teams so far just starting out pretty quiet. Nobody's pushing in for too much vision. In fact, this is the most posturing anyone's done. They're gonna find PPRR, but
Ooh, and the E level 1 start for Silver Dragon, but the crash down for L9 going in. They're going to ignite Barco Duck, trying to kite back away. He's taken a lot of damage out of that trade. Everybody will get away safely, but Summoner spells exchanged, and it looks like it's going to be in favor of Mad Monkeys, at least early on.
yeah, and at least at level 1, Kaisa does quite a bit of damage. She gets her passive proc, she gets the full Q damage onto Lucian, and Barco Duck very much gets the wrong side of that trade. So perhaps a little bit of overconfidence, not expecting L9 to end up in the area able to help out. Ooh. Okay.
Little
One thing
damage.
though is that it is a Nami lane, right? Nami has enough sustain that I don't think that Rodham's going to be hurting as long as they don't all in here in the next like 45 seconds. They should be good.
Yeah, and Silver Dragon even has the tech right now, the Electric Q, probably going Imperial Mandate as well. That Nami actually does a deceptive amount of damage. It's kind of disgusting.
Though I saw a tweet from Freak that says mathematically, Aerie is always going to outperform Electrocute. So, you know,
Yeah,
yeah.
but Electrocute has more burst, and therefore you can catch people by surprise. I don't know. I'm trying to find a positive. Freak does do the math though, and
You
most
do
of the
be
time
doing the math.
he does it accurately. But he's also a smug asshole while he does it, and I don't like that. So
His biggest weakness. Sin Shao, though, here in the bottom lane, and RTM might be getting punished. They don't have the exhaust or the ignite.
yeah, the movement speed from the Nami getting Barco Duck away. He
Oh,
sidesteps the W. That was huge, and he's actually going to be able to survive the gank because T Pin Pin can't quite close the distance, and it's going to allow Rock Jungle to get a little counter jungling going on as he's onto the enemy wolves.
Yeah, pretty good movement there. Very important just because of how far up
Oh, he's
Rodham's
still
bottom lane
walking
was
back in, and
pushed.
Barco Duck walking all
Oh,
the way into melee range. Almost chunks him out, but he survives just barely. Now Barco Duck in a little bit of trouble as he kites away. DTS is walked down. He's got the gold card locked, gets the stun, but now the teleport just to segment the enemy team over with the hook shot goes the Camille, but DTS left in no man's land, trying to kite back away. It's first blood for the Mad Monkeys underneath the tower, and PPRR takes another kill, and Barco Duck is in a lot of trouble. He dives away with the relentless pursuit. And
oh,
who is taking tower? It was the Rel who gets the execution, but it's 3 kills and disaster in the bottom lane for ROTM.
it looked like it was going their way. Barco Duck as well as the Silver Dragon did so much damage to the Xin Shao, but just not enough there at the end. And with the teleport being committed from Puatitas, able to secure those kills, and now ROTM already looking at a pretty significant disadvantage. And they have the teleport in the top lane still available, so might be able to look for a play a little bit later. But that bottom lane is definitely going to be a sore spot for our team, especially considering it's a lane that they should be ahead in.
Yeah, the thing that they'll have to leverage is these CS leads that they've been able to acquire on the top side of the map. Now Tendy's up 15 CS, Rock Jungle up 20, DTS even up about 10, and we'll have to see if they can leverage those leads, because right now bottom lane pretty scary. The Kaisa up a full longsword and dagger.
Yeah, one big thing is that if Tendies is able to just
Well,
not die
Tendy's
here.
going in there, gets the solo kill, and the return from T is just enough damage. So they trade 1-for-1 in the top lane, and now a little dive going on in the bottom as Rock Jungle's walked in. Barco Duck walks in, getting a lot of damage down onto L9, and he'll finally finish him off 2 steps away, able to get the taunt and kite away, but ROTM strikes back with a kill of their own on the bottom side, plus the trade in the top.
Yeah, pretty good play there. And Tendy's able to pick up the solo kill. And the big thing is he's going to be picking up that massive wave as well. So right now he's only a full level up over the Camille, but that's still only going to get worse here. He's basically ahead in gold. And this lane is not looking good for the Camille. The early teleport not really paying off if you're going to die immediately after getting back to lane.
Yeah, and ROTM, despite being down 2 kills early, is up 400 gold. Uh, And if you look, they've even stabilized that bottom side, right? Barco Duck only about 100 gold behind now. It still is an item disparity, a very small one, albeit, but the 10 damage can kind of add up.
Yeah, definitely. Though, again, this Lucian Nami lane is very strong in the early game, so there's a certain amount of champion power there that can make up for the small amount of stats that you're missing in the early game. But again, I think that the big lead that we need to highlight here is in the top lane. Tendies is up 35 CS. He's up more than a full level. He is just entirely in control in that lane, and that Camille's just not allowed to play the game anymore.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to see RTM make a play right now, while DTS has level 6, but 2 steps away does not. But yeah, the 2-level lead, you can see that
Oh
starting
my
to stack up,
god.
and there's the execution with the
Oh.
wind slash. Chicken Tenders 2 with the solo kill.
And
I
the
don't know why
worst
I've
part
called
about
it that.
falling behind, the worst part about falling behind top lane, especially with this wave crashing in, is that you are not allowed to fight. If you fight in that wave and you die, you are now even further behind. You see Tendies here has picked up 2 solo kills, has a 2-level lead, and there's so much CS being missed at that turret. So Puatitas is just not getting any chance to actually be able to engage with this game, and already just the top side of the rift is completely out of control.
Yeah, and Rock Jungle's done a good job counter jungling as well. He's up 20 CS on the Trundle over the Zinzao, which is um, pretty significant early on. Uh, so it's a top side for ROTM, and if you're gonna see Mad Monkeys, make a play, it's probably going to be around that Kaisa, you would imagine.
Yeah, you assume it would be around the Kaisa, though. Even looking down there, a 20 CS lead already for Barco Duck is just kind of ridiculous considering how much was expended in the early game to get PPRR as well as L9 a
Well,
lead.
Tendies maybe getting caught, the dive in from T. They're both level 5 getting on him, but no real way to turn it back, and they'll get the shutdown. Unfortunately, again, going to the Zinzao. So he's got 2 kills. It'll open up the dragon on the other side of the map for Rock Jungle. So ROTM does trade back objectives cross map.
Yeah, and that's about the only thing that could possibly save this top lane right now for the Mad Monkeys, especially with this wave. This wave was slow pushing away. Tendies felt like he was safe enough to be able to clear the ward, but
Oh, the
oh,
Galio getting called in, and immediately Silver Dragon is gone. So PPRR gets his third kill of the game, and Mad Monkeys have struck back for a couple of nice plays back to back. Barkbro got God, excuse me. Um,
yeah, Barco Duck able to just barely kite that one out, but just the amount of burst that came out with the Rel CC as well as the Kaisa passive really blowing up the Nami and making sure that RTM's bottom lane wasn't able to fight back. They didn't even need the Gallia ult to come through. And then in the extended play, RTM did expend the Destiny, the TF ultimate, trying to make a play to counter it, but weren't able to actually get anything. So an exchange of ultimates, and ends up going the way of Mad Monkeys, at least here in the early game.
yeah, 6-3. Still early stages of this game. A lot of fighting, a more traditional ROTM game. DTS getting locked up. Rock Jungle in his back pocket, gonna flash over the wall, looking for 2 steps away, hits the pillar, and he'll burn down to the subjugate and the ignite, and Rock Jungle will get the kill on the mid lane. And meanwhile, Tendy's not quite back to business, just gonna get a
And
little
on
trap.
that dive, during the mid lane, really like to see Rock Jungles continue to tank up the turret after 2 steps away had died, just making sure that DTS doesn't end up picking up aggro, doesn't end up accidentally trading a kill back the other way. Okay.
Yeah, Pua,
Putitas,
not
I
particularly
mean,
scared. Tendy's goes for the ult. He gets trapped in the Hextech ultimatum. Does he actually have the damage? He does to get the trade.
wow. I mean, there's a little, not the cleanest play in the world from Tendies. He ends up picking up the aggro early and then isn't actually able to combo Puatitas for quite a while, but still able to pick up the kill. He had already given up his shutdown, and more importantly, Puatitas once again is missing out on quite a bit of CS, quite a bit of XP, and that wave, if you peek at it, is slow pushing away from the Camille, meaning especially with Rock Jungle on reset heading towards the top side of the map, this Camille's not in a great position and could be pretty, I don't know, susceptible to a gank here.
Yeah, I think that that's good phrasing. Tendy's, of course, finishing up his Gore Drinker. He's on his big spike now. He's got his one completed item. Camille still lagging a little bit behind, although took a little diversion for the plated steel caps. And now T-Pin Pin looking toward the bottom side, has the Rift Herald in his back pocket, and they could look to make a play as Tendies and Puha just renewing pleasantries up on the top side, as top laners are wont to do. No ult on either side, so probably shouldn't be a kill
Yeah.
just yet.
But Tendies has Rock Jungle in the pocket,
Ooh,
meaning that
Silver Dragon in
Camille.
trouble. Immediately Vizin's up, pulling the W out, but a good flash away from the Nami. They're going to immediately pop the TF ultimate, trying to get over the wall. The gold card into the chomp from Rock Jungle, and they play toward the Tendi side again, and they'll be able to knock down that tower here, I imagine. But the dive coming into the bottom side as they'll fly in with the Kaisa, looking to track down Silver Dragon and Barco Duck. He's low, he's trying to kite away, but it's just not quite
Oh,
there. Teleport coming in.
Tendies.
Is that Tendies or DTS? It's both of them actually coming in from split sides. They'll trade one back onto T-Pin Pin, but PPRR and L9 will be able to escape with the blast cone over the wall.
Yeah, and a really good job by Mad Monkeys to be looking to make a play on the opposite side of the map while their top laner's just getting absolutely taken advantage of. And, a couple kills there is pretty good, but a TP in from Tendies means that RTM able to trade it back, not to mention Rock Jungle picking up the first turret
Oh,
there on the top side.
I think Tendies was trying to be cute and do a little dive over the wall. Now gonna get onto L9 and immediately just annihilate him, take him off of the map. Pua getting the Galio ult on top. They're trying to lock up Tendies, but he's still got the flash away. Rock Jungle is gonna just escape with his life. Tendies gets the stun, but it's not enough, and the shutdown does go to 2 steps away on the Galio.
Yeah, and across the map, oh, the Rift
Oh,
Herald coming down here in mid lane.
yeah, DTS locks a gold card, trying to find somebody to throw it at. Hits the Kaisa. A lot of damage coming through. Do they
Okay.
actually have enough to finish her off, though? Looks like she's going to escape with the life. The charge into the mid lane will get some tower plates, but doesn't finish off a tower, importantly. And ROTM kind of surviving the pressure from Mad Monkeys, turning it a little bit back around. I think overall the trade goes pretty well for them. Now L9 maybe caught on the side, the bubble, a lot of good chain CC, and L9 will eventually fall. They slowly have enough damage, but they'll chip it down as Rock Jungle gets his third kill of the game.
Yeah, the Rel's really tanky, but when she's CC'd for that long, not quite able to get away. And as the dust settles here, ROTM, even in kills, up a dragon though, and perhaps more importantly, up 3,000 gold. And the vast majority of that, once again, is in this top lane. 1,700 personal is the gold lead here for Tendies. And oh no.
Oh, finding Puha, diving in. Doesn't have the ultimate, so no execution on the Wind Slash, but it's going to open up the dragon on the other side of the map, and RTM stack 2 already at 1343.
Which is pretty good. Getting any sort of a timer on this game is going to be pretty good for them. Once again, they aren't the strongest team fighting team composition here. They are going to rely on really splitting up the map with Riven rather and the Twisted Fate. Puatitas needs to be really careful. If he walks too close to this bush,
Oh, he found attendees in the bush. The stun on the wall isn't quite enough, but he's got the knockup. He's got the Wind Slash.
oh
Just not quite enough damage, and Puha will limp away with about 150 health.
yeah, not quite able to take him down as Tendies there, but able to, push him out of the lanes, make sure that he's not getting to farm, not getting to pick up as much XP as he'd otherwise like, and yeah, it should be okay there. Gonna be a reset for them, and this Rift Herald is spawning soon. It looks like Tendies might be looking that direction. We'll see if that's where the next big encounter is, or Tendies once again. He owns the top side of this jungle for Mad Monkeys. It feels bad to be T-Pin Pin if you literally just are not allowed to walk into your own blue side.
Yeah, kind of farming one quadrant as the Zinzao right now. That doesn't feel super great. As RTM trying to take some control around the mid lane, or at least buy some distance for Rock Jungle to go ahead and hit that Rift Herald. DTS and 2 steps away, gonna do some mid lane fighting in the bottom lane, and it's a relatively even scrap, as it turns out.
Yeah. This skin, I don't like the animation when he locks it in. It doesn't read as a card to me. So it feels weird.
That's Showmaker's skin. You dare disrespect him?
Absolutely.
Oh, alright. Well, I don't think there's anything he can do about it. He's in Iceland right now, so. Yeah, Sheila going to be dropping mid for Return of the Middlesticks. They'll take that tower down, their second of the game, and even getting the second. Oh, that was actually pretty cool. He got the charge and the snipe on the Rift Herald, but now 2 steps away. In trouble in the bottom lane, going to get knocked up by the pillar into a bunch of CC, and the Gale Force is enough for the kill from Barco Duck.
Yeah, and that's really good rotation there by ROTM. They use Shelly mid lane to get down that tier 1, pressure the tier 2, and while Mad Monkeys are stuck dealing with that, they rotate the rest of their team down and pick up the isolated Galio. And when Galio's the one with the global ultimate, there's no one around to help him out. And ROTM I've done a really good job here in the last couple minutes of sort of accelerating their lead. We're seeing it now a 5k gold lead. They still have those 2 dragons, and they just have absolute pressure at the moment. Every single tier 1 has been taken down, and they haven't lost the turret yet.
I don't know why all of Nami's abilities give move speed. I mean, I know why. It's her passive, right? But it's always funny to see people throw the bubble out to get move speed. I don't know. That makes me a little...
Yeah, I mean, it is funny, especially, if Nami sometimes has to wave just to give your team a little bit of move speed. They just ride the water, I suppose. God, I really don't like that lock-in animation. It's just weird looking. It doesn't look like the other skins.
What I think
is
fine. Kind of weird. So they've gone with like very... God. Oh, well, I'm not going to get to talk about it. I was trying to find a word, and I just failed at it. T-Pin Pin has to ult back away. They'll get the Galio ult in, but the big team fight going to break out. Tendies into the back line. They take down 1, but Tendies in a lot of trouble. L9 gets a lot of CC through, and it's just a mosh pit right now. Puha's going to fall, but it looks like RTM's health bars have prevailed in this fight. PPRR trying to get away, but the pillar is there from Rock Jungle into the chomp, and the double kill goes to Barco Duck.
Yeah, and it looked like for a second Mad Monkeys might be able to come out on top there. They did a good job of disengaging rather, the initial engage from Tendies. got a lot of damage onto him, but it still took them forever to actually end up taking him down. And even once he was, the rest of Rodham was there to just turn around and make sure the Mad Monkeys weren't able to get him for free. And another one fight leads to that second turret coming down there in the mid lane. Dragon spawning here shortly might be the next point of contention, but so
Oop.
far, everything going the way of Rodham. That was a cute little pillar.
Yeah, cheeky little pillar to interrupt the Rel engage. Um, anyway, so the other world champion skins, like the FPX ones and the IG ones, had like a very clear thematic, right?
Uh-huh.
The Damwon ones don't feel like they do, and it's kind of weird to me. Maybe I'm just not seeing the theme, but other than they are the team colors, there's not like a
I'm gonna be honest in that I'm
cohesive
not
theme.
sure that I've seen the other Damwon skins.
Okay. Yeah, they didn't seem as popular. I mean, they picked kind of less popular champions, which I think has a lot to do with it.
So what are the champions? It's Twisted Fate, obviously.
Yeah, Kennen, um, Jin,
Is that another Kennen world
Leona.
skins?
There's not another
Because
Kennen world skin, no. That's his only one.
oh, okay.
He's like a raccoon for Nuguri.
Yeah.
Or a Tanuki, whatever he's supposed to be. I think it's actually just a raccoon, though, because Nuguri means raccoon.
Does it?
Yeah. Anyway, there's fighting happening, and Rock Jungle gets locked up into the Hextech Ultimatum. Tendy's looking for the counter engage, though, onto PPR, finishes him off on the backside, and they just cannot chunk through Rock Jungle in any reasonable amount of time, and the engage fails for Mad Monkeys. The dive in now from Barco Duck as he jumps into the Zinza ult, and look at that, block some damage from outside of it, but Tendy's is still in pursuit. He'll flash forward and get the kill with the Gore Drinker.
Yeah, and I don't know if the expending of the flashes is going to be worth it here for ROTM, but, you know, picking up 4 kills is always pretty good. Going to lead to that turret there in the mid lane, turret in the bottom lane, potentially an inhibitor as well, as 2 steps away is looking for the play onto DTS, but I don't know if he has the CC to actually end up chasing him down. Pretty sure anytime TF wants, he can just run away.
He is very annoying, as it turns out.
He is,
He'll force
but
the
his
TF
cooldowns
away.
are just a little too long, I think.
Oh, he's got the fruit. I don't think he actually wants to walk back in for a fight, but RTM take the mid lane inhibitor, and they'll walk in. Leona's the support. I cannot think of the jungler for the life of me.
Okay.
Who is their jungler? Their jungler's Canyon, right? Who did Canyon pick? God.
You could look it up.
That's gonna
Let me look
bother
it up.
me. Yeah.
Damwon skins. Okay. It is Nidalee.
Ah, that's right. Yeah. So, like, not the most popular champions.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Not like
I
super
Nidalee's
solo
pretty
queue.
sick, but like,
Well, yeah.
how often
So I really like
Nidalee?
the Nidalee, Leona, and the Jin skins are really cool. But Jin has like 9 really fucking good skins because it's apparently just really easy to make really awesome skins for him.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know why you'd pick Damwon. And like TF isn't really a champion. I hate that. I don't like Kennen. Like, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Okay. T-Pimpin?
Yeah, T-Pimpin walking in and gonna take a bubble, and he's gonna die. It's a killing spree now for DTS, and Mad Monkeys cannot contest this Baron now. And
Yeah, and it looked like T-Pimpin wanted to get some vision around the Baron, but his team wasn't in a position to even contest it if he did see ROTM on it. So, just, you know, an optimistic face check there leads to him falling, and, you know, ROTM gonna be able to pick up a free Baron completely uncontested and sort of accelerate this game that's very much going in their favor.
Ooh,
Oh, the
Tendy's
TF?
looking for PPRR. He can't even go stealth because of the TF ult. 2 steps away, getting caught in the jungle, and it's just falling apart for the Mad Monkeys.
Yeah, and this one looking pretty over here. Oh, the flash forward?
Yeah, Tendy's sidestepping
Oh,
everything, gets the
oh.
double knockup. He's got shields. DTS trying to help him out, but the shutdown does go to Puha. Meanwhile, our team is just pushing in the top side. DTS just trying to buy time and kite away. He'll eventually fall. It's another shutdown going to Puha. He's very strong on the Camille now, despite what the scoreline would say, but...
Yeah, it's a little bit of an overcommit there from the bottom side of the rift on ROTM. Tendy's feeling very strong, tries to take the 1 versus 2, and sort of kites away from his Twisted Fate, who was his backup, meaning that in a couple of 2 versus 1s, Mad Monkeys are able to come out on top, pick up a bit of gold. I mean, it's hard to think that it'll be enough when you just take a peek up the total gold, and it's 12,500 in favor, or now just 12,000. It's a significant amount. It's 12,000.
It's 13.
17, 13,
13.
40. They're feeling pretty okay.
Yeah, they're a little ahead.
Slightly. You know, this is the sort of lead that's just very, very difficult to imagine what a one team fight looks like.
Well, Silver Dragon going to get engaged on. They'll use the wave. Oh, the big double bubble for the disengage. Now Tendy's able to get in and start scrapping. Barco Duck doing a lot of damage from the outside of the fight, and he'll win the 1v1 on the outside between the 280 carries. Another big bubble from Silver Dragon. Finishes off the fight, and ROTM will take game number 1 convincingly.
Yeah, and, you know, once again, I think you just point to the level, or the early levels, where Puatitas ended up using his teleport to go bottom, try and get his bot lane a lead, and then, you know, once he gets back to lane, ends up getting solo killed by Tendies and just falls so far behind. And from that point, it's just been, you know, a game taken over here.
Yeah, so game number 1 goes to ROTM. They're on match point. We'll take just a short break and be right back with game number 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll see if ROTM can close out the series and clinch the number 1 seed in the Ocean Division.
Jesus. Chill, boys, chill.
I was gonna ask if you saw who had more assists in the last game, but only one person voted, so we'll return points.
Oh, give me my points. Hell yeah, let's go. Oh, looks like they've started.
Oh, all right. Well, welcome back to the slightly off-center pro draft. Game number 2 between Return of the Middlesticks and the Mad Monkeys. They've swapped sides, so I actually need to flip that. Hold on. We're just scuffed all the way around.
Yeah, sometimes it'd be like that.
But yeah, RTM banning Vladimir Bard and Nautilus, and Mad Monkeys continuing to ban Seraphine and Irelia.
Yeah, LeBlanc was the ban the last time around, though Misfortune is up now, and we see their instant first pick, and I like to see it. I think that makes a lot of sense. The champion's a little bonkers. And from the other side, it is the Lucian Nami being hovered here, and it looks like it's going to be locked in. We've seen it be picked a couple of times at Worlds into the Misfortune, but I'm going to be honest, it feels like Misfortune doesn't lose that hard to it. She has a lot of range in lane, still has quite a bit of pressure, and then just later on in the game makes it so that Lucian isn't really able to participate in a team fight with her ultimate. So, you know, I don't know if it's like enough of a straight up counter to be worth trading off for, you know?
Yeah, I've decided we're just doing this. It's in the middle, whatever. This looks terrible now, but that's fine.
Yeah.
At least everybody on the stream can see the full draft now, even if they do get the scroll bar that for some reason is just on the side of pro draft. I don't know. What a well-conceived program. Anyway, Yumi and Zinzao locked in for ROTM, and the Trundle going to be the counter for Mad Monkeys. So the reverse jungle matchup for Rock Jungle and T Pin Pin.
Yeah, and I think that trading Xin Chao and Trundle can make a lot of sense. I don't think either one's, you know, particularly ton stronger than the other, but this Yumi pick has sort of been wreaking havoc at the world stage, so like to see that picked up early. It feels like the champion's really strong, so a lot of potential there. And then a lot of top bans coming out right now. 2 bans aimed at Tendies, and then 2 bans aimed the other way at Puatitas, just making sure that you know, we're going down the depth chart on the picks. Interesting to see so many bans aimed at top lane, and then you pick your top laner. You aren't saving counter pick. You're still giving Tendi's counter pick. That feels kind of weird.
Yeah, so he'll get to pick what he wants into the Gnar. Quite a few good options available to him. We'll see what they want to lock in. Do have to show both solo laners now, and that's probably not Tryndamere. Camille? It auto-picked the Tryndamere. Yeah, because it picks when you hit 0 in Pro Draft, which is great. So they pick Camille. They want Camille TF. Okay. I don't know if they saw that. They
Probably
picked
not
Karthus. Yeah. This is
almost certainly not.
This is why you don't use Pro Draft. Use a draft law. Anyway, draft law is not significantly better, but it doesn't run into this problem because it actually functions like the client does.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Camille TF are the picks. They have theoretically like 30 more seconds to decide on a TF counter. They want Silas. So Karthus is Silas and Tryndamere is TF.
Okay. Well, once again, for the side of our team, we are looking at a 1-3-1 composition. You have the TF, you have the Camille, you have a lot of side lane pressure. And deciding that that's the way that they want to go about playing this game again. And this time around, though, the Mad Monkeys don't have quite as much engage, right? It's a little bit more loose in terms of their team comp. There aren't really that many go buttons in their lineup there, so it'll be interesting to see if they're able to punish the 1-3-1 or if they just end up getting split apart by it.
All right, Tendy's solo kills in game 2. Over 3.5 or under 3.5?
You said 3.5?
Yep.
Let's see. So Camille into Gnar. Do we know what that matchup looks like?
Kind of rough early for Camille. You get poked, you get boomeranged for a while, and then you just kill him. But it does take a while, and you have to not die early, or Gnar snowballs super hard.
Which everyone knows. That's what Tendy's, if anything, Tendy's is very good at not going too hard early and dying.
True. If there was something I would count on him for.
Yeah.
Solo kill for the whole game, yes. Nope, whole game. I believe he had 3 last game on Riven against Camille.
Yeah, but this time around, the one playing the Camille means a little bit less impact, at least in the early game. Traditionally speaking, at least.
Yeah, you do have the Camille Twisted Fate combo that is very nasty. It is kind of weird. It's like 2 half comps for ROTM. Meanwhile, it feels like Mad Monkeys is a little bit more cohesive, but at the same time, like, they don't team fight super well either.
Yeah, so honestly, looking at it, I think that Yumi's an extremely strong pick. I just don't know if this is the team comp for Yumi. Just because you don't really have a frontliner, you don't really have that much crowd control. I mean, you have like TF card, right? But otherwise, there isn't a whole lot of setup, and it feels like Yumi oftentimes really thrives when she has, a bit tankier of a team comp. I think she has people she wants to ride on with the Camille. I just wonder if this team comp is gonna be lacking in the amount of CC it has.
Yeah, well, we'll get 3 more minutes of spectator delay to decide on that. Again, big stakes in this game. ROTM with a win in this match, in this game even, would clinch the #1 seed. Mad Monkeys need a win to survive, presumably, because I believe they're locked out on tiebreakers. We can flip to the standings real quick. Yeah, look at that. Because yeah, they lost to Undying Origin and Longhorn Gaming, so if they lose, then they're done. Cool.
Yeah.
Or did they beat? Oh no! Don't do this to me. I don't remember who they beat. I was so confident, and then I wasn't.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, man.
They beat Bi-Week, okay.
Pog.
And they beat Undying Origin. That's actually pretty big. And by pretty big, I mean it isn't, because Undying Origin gets an auto win this week. So, yeah, they don't have tiebreaker against Longhorn. Cool. So yeah, losing, they're out. Winning, they're in.
Pog?
Presumably. Yeah. Winning, we have that big mess that we were talking about.
Yeah, the big fun one to decipher.
All right. Oh, did you vote on your solo kills? Where you throwing your money?
I did. I put it on over. I think I put it on the left side one, which I think is
the
over,
left
right?
side one? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. That's me. I put it in there. We'll see. I think it depends on how long the game goes, because there's definitely a point where Camille just kind of like runs over that matchup and runs over everyone in this game. So definitely a possibility of quite a few solo kills in the early game, though Trundle Gnar is nothing to sneeze at in the early game, so if Tendies ends up falling behind, it could be a rough road
Yeah, when
of
people come
trying to
gank
pick
you,
up those kills.
do you often sneeze at them? Is that like a reliable?
It depends. I think that, if you're not too worried about them, then absolutely just sneeze right at them. Let them know. But otherwise, if you are worried about them, then, that would be nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds reasonable. I just worry about having that reaction immediately to just go ahead and sneeze. But
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, maybe you should look at like some allergy medication or something like that. If you just having trouble with that, just looking out for you.
Holy shit, someone sniped it with 10,000 points. Okay.
All right, game number 2. Return of the Middlesticks on the blue side and the Mad Monkeys on the red side. Our team can close out the series with a win and clinch the #1 seed in the Ocean Division.
And it'll be really interesting this game. We didn't really see much of an extended laning phase in the last game, just because that early teleport from Puatitas really kind of blew the game open early. It kind of let the guards down. Everyone was suddenly just trying to kill each other, and then Puatitas wasn't allowed to lane anymore. It'll be interesting to see this time around if we do see an extended laning phase, if Tendies is able to pick up a lead like he had in the last game, or if you have to work a little bit harder for it this time around.
Yeah, and already the Prowling Projectile for Silver Dragon, getting a little bit of gold into his pocket. The recall for Rock Jungle looks like he's headed to the bottom side, and UNMF will have to be a little... Well, never mind. They had a word in the bush the whole time. This is known. And Tendi's going to go in for the level 1 trade with Pua. He's opted for the press the attack, so a little bit more upfront burst, a little less sustain than you would see on the other Keystone options.
Yeah, but I think into a ranged matchup like Gnar, it can make a lot of sense to go with press the attack. Oftentimes you aren't really getting the chance to stack Conqueror up fully. So, with the shorter trades, I think it makes a lot of sense. This will be interesting here to see how they want to handle this, because they know that the bot lane's here.
Oh, they're going to wait for the engage and maybe try to surprise him with the Rock Jungle level 2. The flash for the W, but does he not have E locked in? Was it a Q start and he can't quite get onto him? I think that's what happened.
Uncertain.
He does get the flash,
but
so it's jungle flash for support flash. So at least trading the summoner spells evenly. And now
one thing is, it felt like with the Make It Rain start from MF, it could have been placed a little bit better. It only slowed for like a tick instead of it, could have been more difficult for bot lane to try and run out of it.
a level 2 for Tendies as he's going aggressive. Gets another good trade onto Pua up in the top lane. And even a shove early in mid lane for Schneider onto two steps away. I second guessed myself on the last word of his name. Anyway, gank potentially in the bottom lane as T-Pin-Pin's headed down there with the Trundle.
Oh
And
no.
doesn't spot the ward. He's Barco Duck walking all the way forward. They've got the level 2 advantage, but PPRR diving in, getting a lot of autos down. The pillar is going to force the flash out of Barco Duck.
Yeah, and the big thing here is that wave is slow pushing away from ROTM, meaning that unless they're able to get control back here, they're not going to be allowed to walk back up ever again. It's going to be really difficult for them to lane from this point on, but TPMPin just left, so...
Oh, they're looking for the dive here at level 3 up in top lane. Schneider's here. They get the gold card. They get the first blood. The extra tower shot is enough to finish off and get the trade back as two steps away. Does get that one in his back pocket. And Schneider will continue getting the shove in top lane. And at least somebody is getting this farm. It is 2 steps away, but, well, maybe. Oh, Schneider has to be careful. Walks up a little bit aggressively. The stun going to land now. The counter teleport from Tendies to come back in. Maybe he looks for the redive onto 2 steps away. Hits the hook shot and the Q, and he's out of there with the move speed. So Tendies picks up his second kill in top lane in his many dives.
Yeah, and the original dive up there was really well played, really well set up by ROTM. They were able to get the big wave crashing in, and then you just teleport up there with the gold card, and it's a pretty easy setup. Unfortunately, Tendies, the one person without flash is the one who ends up taking up the turret and ends up falling, but on the teleport back up, able to pick up another kill, and now that wave is slow pushing away from the side of Mad Monkeys, means that Tendies has been a pretty good spot there.
Yep, and that's solo kill number 1 for Tendies on the redive onto 2 steps away is technically a solo kill. So
Does it count as a solo kill?
there was no assist on it. So oh, there was an
TF has
assist.
no
TF got an
assist.
assist. Never mind. Not a solo kill. Get out of here, Matsuro.
I don't think he's the one who bet on it, so I don't know who it is that's rooting for that to be a solo kill, but the assist there kind of making that kind of difficult. Okay.
All
He's
right.
trading into a really big wave. Tendies doesn't want to fight into that wave because if he just waits, he's going to be so far ahead in XP, so far ahead in gold.
Yeah,
It's
trying
just
to
like
pick a little
dying
bit
here
of
is
this
the
up.
only way he loses.
But yeah, the crunch into the
Tendies.
wall up. Tendi's taking so much damage, but he's got the tactical sweep to heal back up a little bit. Oh, he gets the cannon. He's still tanking
What a
a
greedy
couple
fuck.
extra minion shots, but yeah.
Trading into that wave is just so fucking greedy. It's the only way that you can lose this lane. It's the only way possible. You just wait for it to slow push into you. You farm the wave and you're just so far ahead.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever called Tendies greedy on this cast before. That's not a
True, never.
synonym I
Never.
associate with him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Hmm. But not punished all that much for it. Is going to be able to pick up the weight. The health bars are basically even there in the top lane, and
yeah, not
ROTM bot lane doing a good job of avoiding that gank.
yeah, a lot of pressure down there from T-Pin, and it has resulted in a couple of summoner spells, but not too much more. And even L9, just it's L9. I anyway, Tendi's getting in a little bit of trouble here. The tactical sweep doesn't land, and it's the shutdown going to Puha.
Yeah, and that's just a play a couple minutes in the making. It's because of that disadvantageous trade out of Tendies means that he just doesn't have the health bar to be able to actually walk up and defend the wave there.
Yeah, that is going to open up a dragon potentially for ROTM, but they're not going to let him have it for free. Rock Jungle forced to flash over the wall, even taken down with the Nami heal on top of him. Barco Duck falls as well. It's a double kill for PPRR, and Schneider's forced to kite back away, and now the dragon's started by the Mad Monkeys.
Dude, how broken is the exhaust though? A really good collapse there from the side of the Mad Monkeys. It felt like RTM had the advantage and had the positioning, but so much damage able to come down, and RTM not really in a position or with the cooldowns to be able to actually turn, just sort of heal over. And now that's 2 kills in favor of the Mad Monkeys, as well as that first dragon is pretty good considering the last game they had so much trouble being able to secure any of those dragons. Nice little trade there by Tendies. One thing about the classic Ignite Camille that we're used to seeing Tendies bring is that if he does end up falling behind or losing wave control, it can be so easy to punish that from the side of
Oh, don't dive
Mad
into that,
Monkeys. So
Tendies.
what do you mean? It's just
It's just
Pussy is just gonna
Meganar.
get
It's
ult. It's fine.
yeah,
It's
true.
fine.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. So 2 steps away actually saved his ultimate during that little dragon engagement, probably in order to be able to steal and counter Destiny from Schneider. Uh, I just thought that was kind of interesting. Tendy's going to get thrown into the wall as he engages into the Meganar that I said not to do,
Oh,
and then he went and did it. But he's able to dodge out of a lot of it. Rock Jungle getting in. They'll take down Pua with the help of the Hextech Ultimatum, but now 2 steps away is here, using the Zinzao Ultimate just to try to disengage. There's a bunch of circles. It's a Venn diagram, and right now 2 steps away is in the middle of it. Wild cards come
oh
through. He
my
trades
God.
back. That was a lot of damage with that. With the Q, I think that's Petricite Burst. That might just be his passive, though. But
That's his passive. But
um,
yeah, no, that was a ton of damage coming out from the second proc of the Q there from Silas, and kind of surprised that he's able to pick up a kill at all. It was a nice collapse from the side of Rodham. Rock Jungle is able to be the first person on the scene, and then of course Destiny is the quickest way to join that fight. And Artyom able to pick up the kill advantage.
oh, Snyder is in a lot of trouble as T Pinpin has found him. That stopwatch not really going to help him out. The solo kill for the Trundle in the mid lane. Um, yeah, this is a little scary now in the bottom lane with Barco Duck underneath the tower, but I don't think that L9 and PPR can dive. Meanwhile, we're back on the top side. Tendy still hasn't completed his Divine Sunderer, so still a little bit of that power trap. Barco Duck, very low, flashes
Oh,
away,
wow.
and the shutdown goes to Rock Jungle. A couple really nice, intricate macro plays there from ROTM are able to secure the kill. I'm always
Yeah, really
so
nice.
impressed by how fast these players react to things. I would just die to
Oh,
initial bursts, but the Gnar into the wall is 2 steps away, gets the gank on the top side, and Pua takes the kill up there.
and it feels like just the opposite from last game where ROTM were the ones who to be making these plays on the top side. They were ones to dive, the ones to deny Puatitas the farm and the XP, but this time around Tendy's on the receiving end is just not going to be having a good time up there for a while.
Yeah, and it's the Silas that's getting pretty accelerated as well. He's got 2 kills already, falling a little behind in CS, but I think you'll take that in the melee versus ranged matchup in exchange for a kill.
Yeah, really nice roams here from 2 steps away. He doesn't have, the free destiny to be able to show up to these side lanes. He has to walk up there on his own 2 legs, and has been able to get something each time that he's left the lane. So pretty efficient play there. But the first turret gonna be going down in the top lane there for the Mad Monkeys means that it's quite a bit of gold going into the pocket of Puatitas as well as T Pinpin. And uh ROTM Tendies is gonna be
Yeah, that's
a little bit behind here.
the double teleport into the bottom lane for Mad Monkeys. I'm honestly not too sure what they saw there to trigger that one.
Well, they saw
They saw Rock Jungle on the
Rock
blue
Jungle.
buff, but he left before they started the teleport even.
Yeah, I think that they were just looking for a collapse, maybe expecting a play to try to be made, but yeah.
Yeah,
Oh?
they might still get one in the mid lane. Schneider is gone, 2 steps away with his 3rd kill of the game, and these solo laners have combined very nicely on a couple of kills now, and the Gnar and Silas working out a lot better than the Galio Camille, which is strange to say.
Yeah, definitely. And really good play there, though. You like to see it when 2 steps away leaves his lane to go get his top laner some pressure, and then the top laner returning the favor, coming down and able to pick up a kill there as well. Really well done, really well coordinated play so far this game from the side of Mad Monkeys.
Yeah, Tendi's
Very different from last game.
Tendi's able to defend Rock Jungle's Legromp, but if you look at the Divine Sunderers purchased by T Pinpin and Puha means that this dragon is pretty uncontestable even if they wanted to, and it's just going to go the way of Mad Monkeys, now 2 in their back pocket at 12 minutes, and we'll get a Mountain Rift for game number 2.
Yeah, pretty good for them to start stacking that up. Oh?
Ooh, the gank in, T Pinpin and L9 looking for it. Rock Jungle hanging around this side, not really able to get involved, but in comes the teleport from Tendies looking to turn it around. The gate is available for 2 steps away if he wants it, as Tendies just goes onto the top side. But meanwhile, Barco Duck and Silver Dragon collapse. T Pinpin ignited, finally falls to the auto attack, and Tendies might want a little bit more here. Gonna get a fruit for a little bit of mana and dive in over the wall. Oh! He didn't see that. That was completely blind over the wall. Pua taking a lot of damage. Oh, he didn't wait for the Cho'Gath auto, but he's still got the ult. And he'll get the solo kill in top lane.
Yeah, and that was pretty insane there. Off of the gank there in the mid lane, it looked like Mad Monkeys. Oh
Oh,
no.
Barco Duck in trouble, though. PPRR finds him over the wall and dashes and takes him down. And, yeah, just kind of
Yeah.
wild trades across the map. And now
It
this
looked like it.
Zinzao with a Yumi looking to gank in on mid lane. They have the Destiny available as well. PPRR and L9 trying to flash and get away, but PPRR left to dead. The Ignite finishes, well, Rock Jungle actually finishes him off with the sweep, and L9 has nowhere to go as he gets slowed by the W, and wind becomes lightning, becomes a dead fish. I think that's the saying.
Yeah, just in the last couple of minutes, some great collapses here from the side of ROTM. First, the teleport from Tendies into the mid lane, and this time around, the teleport from Schneider, ganking his own lane, able to pick up these kills and sort of stop any kind of momentum that the Mad Monkeys otherwise would have had off of their picks. pretty good here, especially considering, with this team composition that ROTM has, they have to have leads somewhere. Specifically either in one of their solo lanes, because otherwise your 1-through-1 doesn't really work if you can't leave your laners alone in the side lane.
Yeah.
So being able to pick up these plays in the early game and sort of stop any sort of snowballing from the side of Mad Monkeys is pretty massive here.
Yeah, Barco Duck able to strut his way out of that gank in mid, and he'll continue to pick up this wave. He's getting cold through, though. PPRR finishes him off with the Gale Force. That was a disgusting amount of damage, and now Schneider in trouble as well. But Tendy's also maybe in trouble as he's diving back away. The Meganar for Puha is hit, and Tendy's just has to dodge away from a couple of skill shots.
Yeah, and that play in the mid lane, once again, just Barco Duck walking up a little bit too far without any backup, just gets completely taken advantage of by PPRR. The solution just putting out so much damage at this point in the game. And it looks like it's going to be another turret going in favor of the Mad Monkeys there in the bottom lane. No one there to defend it. It's just going to be Schneider, 1 versus 3. It's a little bit scary. Might get dove here.
Yeah, Rock Jungle has just been clearing out jungle camps during this time. He's had the Yuumi on him as well. Tendies is going to be able to take the tower in top lane, but Schneider in trouble as he gets pulled in by 2 steps away, diving forward. Oh, just the dodge out on the bubble. He'll get the gold card, but they lose the tower, and now MF strutting her way down with the cat on her. Can they find the re-engage? The Prowling Projectile lands onto L9, but there's just no follow-up, and Rock Jungle is he's chilling up in that blue side jungle. Now looking for the gank as they get the Hextech Ultimatum on to Puha. They'll be able to finish off the Gnar, and it's just turned into a late game split, well, not late game, mid game split map scenario where RTM are pushing in the top side and Mad Monkeys are pushing in the bottom side.
And the Mad Monkeys, by virtue of being the first ones to make the play on the opposite side of the map, as well as just having more members there, are able to pick up 2 turrets to ROTM's 1. So a pretty advantageous push there by them puts them in the lead here. Unfortunately for them, only by 400 gold. The CS is keeping this very close, but this second Herald fight might be a determining factor as the teleport coming in from Puatitas dissuades ROTM from actually trying to contest this.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting. So Silver Dragon opting for the Moonstone Renewer build rather than the Luden's Echo that we've seen so popular at Worlds. I have opinions, but I'm not qualified to have opinions, so I'm not going to say them. Anyway, Barco Duck getting culled through, and now maybe a re-engage from ROTM as they're going along the side. The bullet time does rip through a couple, but it's being traded back. They'll get the shutdown onto the Zinzao as well. Root lands onto Schneider as he's in the fight, but they'll drop down Sheila now. Tendies is roaming around. He's in the dragon area right now, but so is T-Pin-Pin. And they're going to let this mid lane tower fall. In exchange, Tendies is going to try to contest the dragon. He'll get the tactical sweep, but not able to do a whole lot more. PPRR senses blood, dashes forward, gets a big chunk. But now back on the dragon, Mad Monkeys go. Tendies can go in, but it's a one-way trip if he heads in to try to steal this dragon, and he's going to recall in the Tribush, 3rd dragon, and now Soul Point for the Mad Monkeys.
Yeah, just a little bit of an overextension there from Rodham there in the mid lane, and a great job by Silas. Ended up stealing the Xin Shao ultimate and was able to cancel the dash from Yuumi off of it. So you get a nice 2-for-1, turn it into a turret there in the mid lane as well as 3rd dragon, and now Tendies is getting collapsed on as well.
Yeah, Tendies in the 1v3 trying to scrap his way out, but 2 steps away has the Hextech Ultimatum, and now it's a 1v4. That is too many people, and it's a shutdown going to 2 steps away. And Mad Monkeys, it feels like they're more in control than maybe they are. It's about a 2,500 gold lead, but it feels like a lot of the plays have gone extra on their side.
Yeah, they absolutely have just so much momentum going their way, which is why it was kind of surprising that, before these plays in the last minute, they had been dead even, in gold, but, with these, able to get a little bit of a lead here and just some really nice collapses, really nice macro plays here. Uh-oh.
Oh, using the
L9
Nami ult,
though.
trying to get onto L9. They'll get the root into the TF card as well, and they'll get this pick onto the Nami. A lot invested for that, though.
Yeah, a ton invested, but able to pick up the kill there means that they get a little bit of momentum back, but not able to push in mid. There's no neutrals up, meaning that RTM doesn't actually get much off of it. They expend the flash, they expend a few ultimates, and it's just going to amount to, maybe some jungle camps in a couple waves. So not the most beneficial expenditure there.
Yeah, very close game though. I think the big issue standing before RTM though is this Dragon Soul. Mountain Soul would be pretty neat to have on the side of Mad Monkeys, and in 3 minutes they'll be able to fight for it. Do you think that RTM will be strong enough at that point to actually have a straight up 5v5?
It's hard to say. I mean, Tendies does have two complete items. They're just doing so much damage. He definitely
Ooh,
has the
they're going to
potential
jump
to be
onto
able to take
L9
over a
looking
fight.
for the return pick again onto the Nami, but disengage wave is used, but the W just has enough damage from Rock Jungle, and now Tendies gets thrown into the wall by the Gnar. Teleport coming in. He's looking for one kill onto Pua, gets the ultimate. He'll get the solo kill, but get exchanged by T-Pin. Rock Jungle and Silver Dragon looking to collapse as well, but this is not the fight that they're looking for. He knew how many people were in here, but dives in, gets one. Rock Jungle's still getting healed up, but the Nami ult isn't quite enough. The final chapter used, but he'll be able to escape over the wall to the waiting arms of his twisted. Do you grab him with his arm? I don't actually understand how Yumi exists, right?
Uh-huh.
Like in space.
Uh-huh. I don't think it's as much like a physical holding of her. Oh, as we see 2 steps away. Take quite a bit of damage there, but gonna be able to just walk away, it looks like. I think it's more of like a soul tether. I think that she just like connects to you. Um, like soul to soul. I think that's what it does. She is kind of like a parasite.
So is she like a physical form on the Rift or not right now?
Yes.
Yes. Like out of people, yes. But like in people, is she like I don't know. I
I
can't
think that
justify.
she is, but she's
Okay.
really high in the air, so she's really difficult to hit. That's why she's not you're not able to actually end up shooting her.
Okay. I don't know that I believe that, but I'll
Oh, okay.
it makes a little sense at least. Like I feel like
Yeah.
there's a little bit more clarity that could be had, but
Um,
okay, I appreciate the effort at
I
least.
mean, what happens when Fizz goes on his troll pole? Is he like no longer on the same plane,
Yeah,
or
he jump
is
on
he just
stick.
like really high in the air?
I he jump on stick. I don't know.
So I think he's just very very elusive while on top of the stick.
Yeah.
Oh, this is pretty scary here. There's a lot of members. RTM doesn't give a
Well,
fuck.
Barco
They're
Duck
just
getting
walking
rooted
straight in.
up and immediately taken down by 2 steps away. But now Rock Jungle gets the knockup. He's trying to kite back away. The Zinzao doing so much work now. Tendies from the side gets one assassination, but the fight going to Mad Monkey so far. Tendies gets a second one, in fact. Gets the double kill. Schneider able to walk away, but the pillar is there for T-Pin, and the death finally follows. They'll track down the Yumi as well. It's just Tendies versus the world with the Mountain Dragon spawning, and he's on top of a ward, unfortunately, so forced to back even further out. But Mad Monkeys, I think, have the bigger prize in their sights. Tendies gets gnarred into the wall and finished off. It's a shutdown going to Puha, and the Mountain Soul will be claimed by the Mad Monkeys.
Yeah, and once again, RTM knew how many members were there. They saw them with the prowling projectiles, so kind of strange of them to just sort of walk straight in. Bart goes stuck, ends up eating a bubble, and just gets blown up. And even with Tendies coming in from the side, he has 2 completed items. He does a ton of damage. Was able to find a couple members of the Mad Monkeys and able to pick up a couple of kills. It's just not enough to be able to actually come out on top in that team fight. And that's going to be the Mountain Soul going over to the Mad Monkeys. So, despite the gold lead only being about 2,500, just the amount of stats that you get from the Mountain Soul is, invaluable. It makes it that much harder for our team to actually, end up coming out on top of one of these fights.
Yeah, Rock Jungle looking for the pick. He'll dive onto PPRR, get the knock up into the W. He actually didn't hit the W. That's a big chunk of damage that's missing, but the bullet time is there. And the knockback onto 2 steps away. But in comes the rest of Mad Monkeys. They'll get the bubble onto Silver Dragon. He's trying to kite back away with that final chapter, but he's taken down by the rock from Puatius. And Rock Jungle is caught in between a rock and another rock, and he'll fall. And eventually the Chomp will follow Barco Duck as well. So it's just Tendies and Schneider on the map, and Mad Monkeys might look at this Baron.
It was a cute little collapse, able to eventually bring down PPRR, but the really strong members of ROTM in this TF in the Camille just were not there, are not on the same side of the map, so the first collapse coming from Mad Monkeys means that they're able to just sort of pick that up, and this is going to be the Baron going over to them. We'll see what ROTM's able to get for it. So far, it's 2 tier 1s. They're still pushing, might be able to pressure a tier 2 as well. But Mad Monkeys are going to be finishing this up soon? Yeah, eventually.
Ooh, Tendy's looking
Oh,
for it. He's got the Hextech Ultimatum. He'll jump onto the Lucian, and there's nowhere for PPRR to go. Meanwhile, Schneider's just continuing to push down on the bottom side. Needs to maybe clean up some of that minion wave. Tendy's kind of ran out of places to run to, unfortunately. Hits L9. That was maybe not who he
oh.
what he wanted to see, but he'll get cleaned up eventually by Puha. So 2 towers and a kill is the prize for RTM in exchange for the Baron. And they'll get to set up these waves at least a little bit to prevent the initial push for Mad Monkeys. But we'll see where they want to go once PPRR respawns.
Yeah, picking up that kill onto the Lucian is pretty significant to sort of stalling out this Baron push from the side of Mad Monkeys, but it's hard to say how much it'll actually end up stalling it out, considering that RCM isn't allowed to step out onto the map until at least Tendies is back alive. He is very much your strongest member. He has 3 completed items on Rock Jungle. He's getting caught out here.
Yeah, Rock Jungle trying
Oh.
to get to the blast plant and just denied over and over again. He'll fall to 2 steps away. And these picks have been very costly for ROTM.
Yeah, definitely. And really well played by T-Pin, who's oftentimes just had really strong pillars to make these picks possible for the Mad Monkeys. And now ROTM in a 5 versus 4 scenario. They are behind money as well. It's going to be really difficult, especially since one of your units is a Yumi who just doesn't have quite as much impact. With one less body, it can be really difficult to win these fights.
Yeah, they're looking for the engage onto Pua, but not really able to find anything. The Hextech Ultimatum into the counter Hextech Ultimatum, which I don't think actually cancels anything. The bullet time over the wall doing a lot of damage, but now PPRR diving in, not quite able to find the kill. The dive in from Gnar is going to be countered by Rock Jungle, and they're able to escape thus far. They lose the tower, but can they track down a little bit more? The Destiny Gate up for Schneider as he's got the flank. He's looking for 2 steps away. Does he actually have the damage to finish this off? Gets popped in the air by the pillar. They can't finish off the Nami on the other side. The second gold card plus the Everfrost is enough, but T-Pin still alive, still being chased down. Meanwhile, PPRR is still wailing away on this mid lane inhibitor for the Mad Monkeys. He'll be able to take it down and escape with L9 through the mid lane.
And it looked like a really strong collapse there from Schneider with the teleport in. Rock Jungle and T-Pin are kind of in a weird position here. Just right next to each other without quite knowing it. But this is a lot of time spent by Rodham to sort of clear this and grab golems when they're just losing minions, losing towers, losing inhibitors across the map. What yet another turret ended up going to the favor of Mad Monkeys means that ROTM has very much just been hemorrhaging gold here in the last few minutes. 6,000 is the lead for the side of the Mad Monkeys, and ROTM is having quite a bit of trouble now. It just seems like they can't quite all get on the same page and make, the coordinated plays that they need to be making at this point in the game.
Yeah, so Elder Dragon up here in a minute is going to be the big objective. That can be very game ending for either side with as much as has been pushed thus far, but it's significantly bigger, I think, for Mad Monkeys. Serpent's Fang picked up third for Barco Duck, trying to counter some of the shielding going on from the Mountain Soul. And they're getting the a potential pick onto the Silas. We'll see if they can actually secure this one. Schneider with the blue card. He's got the Zinzao ult, but it is eventually finished off by Rock Jungle. So that's an important pick right before the Elder Dragon spawns. He'll be about 5-6 seconds desynced, and now they'll jump onto PBRR. Maybe another one. Rock Jungle just no fear walking into the enemy jungle, diving forward. They get the gate through, and Schneider gets another pick. They'll get the Yumi or the Nami at the end of that one. It's a shutdown to Schneider, and now ROTM looking at this dragon. They'll dive onto T-Pin as well, forcing him away. Big chunk there from Tendies, as it's still 15 seconds before the Elder Dragon spawns. But Puha up on the top side continues his assault on these structures. He should be able to pick up this inhibitor turret with relative ease. Schneider is here to try to defend, but I don't think that he really has a damage to duke it out with a Gnar in any long sense. Now the dragon spawn, ROTM are going to be able to take that.
And it feels like just a massive throw here from the Mad Monkeys. They were in such a commanding position, up 6,000 gold. They had pressure across the map. They were pushing in with Baron, and just a bit of an overextension there. RTM doing a really good job to take advantage of the single target CC and damage that they have with this Twisted Fate, with the Xin Shao. And able to pick up a couple of picks right before that Elder means that they get the massive neutral objective that gives them an advantage here in these upcoming team fights, though. No Zanya's on Schneider might be a little bit annoying. He can't go in and Messiah at any point, but either way, still a massive swing in momentum here as RTM has a shot in a game that they probably shouldn't have had a shot in.
Yeah, the Baron spawning right before the Elder buff will time out could be very important. Now with 39 seconds, ROTM gaining mid priority. They lose bottom priority, which is fine, and the top wave, I believe, also is pushing in against them. But looking for the pick over the wall, not quite able to track down T-Pin, but they're looking to try to find those picks as they have the Elder buff on. Tendies underneath the tower looking for 2 steps away. Uses the Hextech ultimatum in the counter. Hextech ultimatum from 2 steps away, trying to keep him safe. And now the bullet time ripping through. They get 1 execution. They get 2. And they'll continue to dive forward. PPR are burning to the Elder buff. And Rock Jungle finishes him off. The prowling projectile through. Tracks 1 down. The hook shot in looking for L9. But Tendies can't quite track him down. Teleport in from teleport back home from Twisted Fate, as RTM can't really push down any structures now with those picks. They'll have to look for Baron.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to catch the wave, make sure that those supers don't push in too far, and potentially even get a push off of it, but it's so far back that our team's not really going to be able to get much as far as turrets go. But off of a nice couple of picks, see champion chase after champion, picking up a few kills, and that means that they are now going to be able to pick up this Baron as well, and just such a massive swing in momentum here. As ROTM has just been finding every single pick that they needed here in the last few minutes.
Yeah, now a gold lead from 5,000 or 6,000 behind, able to claw that one out. They'll even get an extra mid tower from Schneider sticking around, and now the Baron buff, their Elder buff is going to fall off here soon, but they have the purple buff to try to transition to the next Elder buff now here in 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, which should be pretty impactful for them here. We'll see how much they're able to actually end up picking up, whether it's just cracking that base open, picking up an inhibitor, or what. But at this moment, they do have a really strong 1-3-1, right? But a lot of their power has come from sort of grouping up and sort of death ball chasing down 1 or 2 people. So we'll see what direction they decide to go with. For the first time, it feels like there is the Yumi sitting on the very strong Camille, so it's always a good pair to have. Feels like RTM wasted like a minute and a half of their Baron, right? With their like offset resets.
Yeah, they did have to tend to these minion waves though, because they were all pushing against them for just a second. Now that they've kind of groomed them to where they want to, they can start their assault on the base, and it's going to start on this top side as they'll escort this minion wave in. Really nothing that can be had, and they're going to use the final chapter. It locks up 3 people into the bullet time. A huge combo from the Yumi and the MF, spurred on the shoulders of Tendies. They'll dive through. It's a triple kill for Barco Duck, and that'll be the game for Return of the Middlesticks as they finish off L9 at the end. They'll have to pick up a minion wave somewhere in order to actually get this. Oh no, Silver Dragon! Oh no! Can he not jump on while they're teleporting? Yeah, they fixed that, because you used to be able to. That was actually a balance patch, right?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes we do a little bit of griefing, you know? You know how it is.
True. Yeah, that's a 2-0 for Return of the Middlesticks. They'll clinch the #1 seed in the Ocean Division, and we'll see them next week in playoffs. They should get a quote-unquote easier matchup for the first round, um, but we'll have to see what happens with the bracket after tonight. But congratulations to the boys. Pretty strong 2-0. You have any parting words?
No, no.
All right. You streaming tonight?
Probably, yeah.
All right. Well, later on tonight, go follow Xikato and watch him do the card games, like we watched the Twisted Fate do the card games. I'm gonna go under 3.5. I don't think that I think there were 2, maybe 3 solo kills. I definitely don't think there were 4, right?
I don't think so. My count was 3, but I think you're right.
Okay.
So Cardinals getting paid out.
True. Who are we gonna raid? We're gonna raid Unified. It looks like they've got. Oh, they've actually got MSU versus Longhorn Gaming Academy. So this is also in our division. It doesn't actually affect us in any way because we just locked the #1 seed. But yeah, you can go watch 2 other teams in our division duke it out. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night for the gold semifinals. We've got Pain and Panic taking on Literature Club Esports, I think is correct. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.